I know that this will probably fuel the fanboy fires, but I'm charging ahead with it anyway. The DC Comics characters have dominated the small screen for years, with animated gems like Justice League and live-action shows like Arrow offering some of the more complex superhero storytelling out there. Marvel has also given us plenty of memorable and acclaimed shows, but they haven't quite garnered the same level of respect. This is something that they've been hoping to remedy in recent years, especially after regaining the rights to some of their core characters. One of the best things to come out of this is the Netflix series Daredevil. Taking place in the Manhattan neighborhood of Hell's Kitchen, our story revolves around Matt Murdock, a lawyer who suffered a chemical accident as a child that left him blind. Hey, at least he's not this lawyer. Unbeknownst to those around him, the accident greatly heightened his other senses. This enables him to fight crime every night as a mysterious vigilante, eventually becoming known as the Devil of Hell's Kitchen. On his quest to protect the innocent, Murdock must deal with the plethora of criminal organizations plaguing the streets. At the heart of it all is the elusive yet feared figure known as the Kingpin. Now let me say that I'm by no means an aficionado on Daredevil's comic book history. In fact, my earliest recollection of this guy is from the Spider-Man PS1 game.
You've been looking at my cards all night!
I don't need to look at your cards, Punisher. Your bluffs are so obvious.
Okay. Let's keep this a nice, friendly, clean game.
Who keeps inviting this guy?
As such, when this show was announced, I didn't really have any pre-existing expectations for it. That is, until Stephen S. DeKnight of Spartacus fame took over as showrunner. That piqued my curiosity, and sure enough, this is the darkest and bloodiest project that Marvel has done thus far. I actually have to keep reminding myself that it takes place in the same universe and the same city as Ant-Man, but that's exactly what makes it so refreshing. In the previous video, I praised Agent Carter for giving audiences something different, but honestly, this is even better. The dark tone, slick direction, intricate production values, and simultaneously eerie and exciting musical score give the show a real intensity that we haven't seen before in this universe. The foreboding atmosphere is pretty effective and permeates the story throughout the season. Hell's Kitchen, both in how it's constructed and shot, just looks like a nasty place. You understand why the title character feels the need to take the law into his own hands. Speaking of which, the series does a great job of fleshing out the main protagonist, showing us who Matt Murdock is and what his motivations are. We get a hero who is very fallible, making mistakes and subsequently learning from them. This is all bolstered by an outstanding performance from Charlie Cox. Not only does he perfectly portray the character's blindness, but he also conveys a fierce determination and an understated emotional turmoil that make it hard to take your eyes off him.
My grandmother, she was the real Catholic. Fear of God ran deep, you'd have liked her. She used to say, be careful of the Murdoch boys. They got the devil in them.
What's more is that he's backed up by a solid supporting cast. The television format allows more time to develop the other characters, and the actors take full advantage of this. And I'm not just talking about Scott Glenn, who was terrific as Matt's mentor. Deborah Ann Wall lends plenty of energy to Karen Page. Rosario Dawson brings a sarcastic charm and relatability to the helpful nurse Claire Temple. And Von D. Curtis Hall's weathered charisma is well suited to the over-the-hill journalist Ben Urich. Even Eldon Henson is amusingly quick-witted as Matt's friend Foggy, though I will say that he works best in moderate doses. However, the one that every viewer is talking about is Vincent D'Onofrio as Wilson Fisk, aka the Kingpin. This man is easily one of the best villains in the Marvel Cinematic Universe, quite possibly the best, period. Why? Well, not only does he have the presence of a larger-than-life bad guy, but he also feels real. Again, my knowledge of this character is limited to the 90s Spider-Man animated series. Are we sensing a pattern here?
The Kingpin always holds the trump card.
This version of Fisk is humanized a lot more. He still has the cunning and intelligence of a crime lord, but he also gets frustrated, sometimes struggling with what to say. Beneath his seething intensity, you can see a degree of uncertainty and a genuine desire to help his city. All of this is expertly conveyed by D'Onofrio's excellent performance.
But that is my mother that you brought into this, Mr. Urich. My mother. So I am not here to threaten you. I'm here to kill you.
Oh wow. It's rather fitting since the show spends just as much time developing its antagonist as it does its protagonist. In addition, as we learn more about both of them, there's a sense of escalation and thematic weight in the overarching narrative. Over the course of the story, their conflict steadily intensifies. You want to watch the next episode to see who will come out on top. Another aspect that keeps you coming back is the action. No shaky cam, no rapid cuts. Just look at this fight scene. That's right, take it all in. Admire the amazing choreography and the sheer brutality of it all. We never lose sight of the fact that the main character is a human being with physical limitations, and that's what gives these sequences their impact. Overall, Daredevil's first season serves as a phenomenal introduction to the character and the world that he inhabits, sporting impassioned performances, memorable action scenes, sure-handed direction, and an engrossing story that constantly keeps you coming back for more. Thanks for watching. Feel free to like, subscribe, and/or comment. Until next time.